Hello friends, this is Kate Lanigan McGregor, and I hope you had an amazing weekend, and I'm so glad that you're joining today. So I wanted to talk with you today about tomorrow marks the 4th year anniversary of the breaking of my back. And over the course of time, I have learned so many things from that experience. Okay, and I just want to kind of set up for you what happened. I was driving down the road and I was actually talking on the phone, and as I was driving, a gentleman, I had a Jeep Wrangler Sierra, and a gentleman, an elderly gentleman, was driving, and he blew through a stop sign and hit me. And my Jeep rolled several times and I came out the roof and ironically landed on the ground sitting. And as I sat there, and it was a cold day, and as I sat there, I knew something was wrong with my back, and I couldn't breathe. So anyway, so that started the journey of a little bit of transformation in my life. And the first thing that happened was the outpouring of support I got from people, and the amazing lengths that people would go to help me. And so I've been working on this report for the Massachusetts Association of Realtors, and talking about the power of positivity. And one of the things I remember is, well, first of all, they were the first people to send flowers to the house, and the flowers were amazing. But there was this mail train where people just were dying, were on the mail train when we didn't need it anymore, when we were going away. People said, well, we want to do it later. We want to help you. We want to do something for you. So people wanted to give, and they wanted to find a way to give. And when somebody is hurting, there's that ability to express something in their acts of service to them that you may not be able to actually say. So it was really kind of interesting. People, I asked for rides. I was part of the Realtor leadership at that time, and I needed to go to meetings, and people drove me. They drove me to Boston and back, for a 1-hour meeting. And people picked me up every day when I was able to come to work. And, the support that people took my kids in, while this was happening. And it just really resonated with me that we all have this goodness in our souls. And sometimes it takes something to happen in order to be able to manifest that, And from that, there really was a seed of that gratitude marketing, that came from that, that expressing your gratitude and expressing that goodness and finding goodness when we can. So that was the first thing that came to mind. The second was, by the sheer way that this happened, where, I was driving innocently and this car came, and there was nothing I could do, and there was no way that, there was no way I could have avoided it, And it's funny because, my husband's the kind of person that, there's always, if something happens, there's somebody to either blame or credit, and I'm like, sometimes things just happen. Sometimes things are out of our control and out of our hands. Sometimes actions that happen are bigger than us. And so there's nothing that you can do. So if you are a control freak or somebody who really tries to micromanage all of your actions, sometimes it's just not in your hands. And so that being said, you have a choice. You have a choice of saying, well, then I'm not going to do anything. If I can't control anything, then I'm not going to do it. If I can't control everything, I'm not going to do anything. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to learn to live with the fact that it's not all about me. And I'm going to learn that it's all about other people, and I'm going to try to help other people, and I'm trying to do the best I can with the day that I have. My takeaway from that is don't wait. If there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you are passionate about, you don't have time to wait. Okay, you never know when your ticket's going to get called, and as much as you, for me, as much as I took care of myself, as much as I tried to do all the right things to be whole, somebody in the universe had a different idea for me. Okay, so the second thing I learned was, if there's something that you want to do, then you should start doing it. Okay, because you just don't know. And it's funny, like I know that people have like 5-year plans and 10-year plans and all that kind of thing. And I read recently about Tim Ferriss, who says like he does everything in 6-month increments. You know, like he doesn't think that far down the road. He says like, how can this structure into the next 6 months? So, you know, part of how I see that is in building, you know, your legacy in your relationships with people, is that you don't want to wait because you don't know if you have tomorrow. And then the third part is what can I do today to make my life the best that it can be today? So how can I change my actions to be actions of somebody who wants to live urgently, you know, and want to get in as much as I can get in? And some of the things that I've put into place, and you know, you're welcome to join me, is we have this hashtag Be Awesome morning. You know, it used to be a workout. So when I was getting back and I had to kind of rehabilitate, I wanted to start doing live streaming on these workouts. And, you know, but I wasn't in shape yet. I didn't have like, I wasn't like picture perfect ready to start something. But my thing was like, I felt like, but I could be awesome. And you could be awesome with me. And in awesomeness, there is no perfectionism. You know, it's celebrating what you have today. So we started those workouts, and we've kind of morphed it into be awesome mornings. We've put in some, like, you know, some mindfulness actions and some intention actions, so that, you know, we just don't stumble through our days. Instead, what we do is we create a life, you know, and we manage all of those things that we can, you know. And so I started, you know, with those workouts that like this is you know, connecting the dots of your life and profession. You know, in the back, like this little initiative that I'm calling it is Rise and Shine, where it's like, okay, so I'm going to get up, I'm going to set my day, and I'm going to be positioned for my day. I'm going to look at my week, and I'm going to be positioned for my week, so I know how I'm going to get all, as my friend says, pushing the peanuts. You know, I love that saying. Like so today I'm going to do my urgent, important things, and then I'm going to push those peanuts of my not urgent, important things. And so my week, I have a week. And then I'm going to also celebrate my wins. So today in the workout this morning, or the hashtag Be Awesome morning, we did 3 things for today on the list, 3 things for the week on the list, and our 3 wins from last week. And so, you know, honestly, when I started my wins from last week, I came up with 2 really easily. And then I just kind of stammered, and you know, and so I put on there, like, you know, was able to go help my daughter look at apartments. Like, that was my 3rd win. And then as the rest of the workout went on and I started thinking about other accomplishments, I was like, okay, so I added that to my win for last week. And then I added another thing. So, you know, so in doing your, like, your short-term, urgent, important, your midterm, which is important but not urgent, and then also your, you know, and also your wins, and celebrating your wins, you know, you really can make the most of this life that you have and this day that you have, you know, because it really all we're not even guaranteed a day. I was just gonna say all we're guaranteed is today, but that's not even true. We don't get the whole day, you know. We get this second, you know. So, you know, so that again, back to the gratitude marketing and the gratitude of expressions and the thank you notes and the reaching out to people and making sure that you're showing appreciation. Like, that became a really important part of my life. You know, if something were to happen to me, my children would know exactly how I feel. My husband would know how I felt. I wouldn't leave anything on the table if I didn't have to. So that's what my little anniversary of my back taught me. And I am sharing this with you for, number one, just to kind of, you know, walk through it with you. But the other thing is that whenever there's a milestone day that happens, like, we become squirrely and we start thinking about things, and, you know, we take on like a new meaning of reflection. And rather than feeling better, like we probably think that we should, we feel worse, you know, and we just kind of have to work through it and, like, sit in our discomfort and figure out, like, you know, am I okay? And is this where, you know, am I doing what I can do? You know, and that's kind of what my life is like, am I doing what I can do today to make today the best day possible? And, you know, and I'm going to finish up with a concept called wholeness. You know, there's being fit, there's being well, there's being happy, you know, but what I'm looking for and what I'm going to try to, like, communicate with you is wholeness. Like, how are you on your wholeness? And, you know, it took breaking me, you know, and making it so I'll never physically be whole again, to realize that, you know, in my life I can have this wholeness that I want. I want a wholeness in my life. I want a rich, whole life. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I would love to hear your comments. If you want to join us for any of the things that we do, then please go to KateLaniganMcGregor.com. If it's easier for you to remember, go to Kate.Realtor. On this Facebook page, you can join the business of, connecting the dots, which is where I'm videoing from right now, or you can join the hashtag #BeAwesomeMornings. We can do this together, and that's the other part. Like, the first thing is that goodness and that, like, connectivity and, one another. We can do it together. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for thinking, and thank you for making your life as whole as possible. This is Kate Lanigan McGregor. Be bold,